Hey everybody, how's everyone doing? Hopefully you're all safe out there. Hopefully you're doing well. Um, I saw that PlayStation released a very short clip. I think it's an announcement for what people were speculating would be an announcement made next week concerning PS5. So let's take a look at the clip and then let's do some speculation and let's talk a little bit. The controller, okay. Okay. June 4th, 1 p.m. Pacific. Cool. Okay. So yeah, it's a very short clip. It's talking about. It's not really talking about anything. It's announcing, I guess, some kind of a event they're gonna be doing next week on June 4th, 1 p.m. Pacific, which is 4 o'clock for us on the East Coast. But I'm very curious because up until now, Microsoft has been very open and forthcoming about what they're going to be doing with Xbox Series X, which is their next gen console. Not just only with the hardware, but also with what services they'll provide. They also have like upcoming games too, I guess, somewhat. I guess we have a better idea of what Microsoft will be delivering in terms of services and games, whereas Sony has been only focusing on their hardware up to now. But they even haven't even showed us like what the console will look like, but more of like, oh, what's going to be the internals, how it's going to run, which is fine. But I think at the end of the day, what people pay attention to most is are like the games, the services, and what like that's it really. I mean, the new PS5 controller looks fine. The design is more akin to like the Xbox controller, which is okay. I will admit that the Xbox controller is more comfortable to play with. The PlayStation controller is okay. I'm just used to it by now, but I know that um, ergonomically it'll be better because the PS5 controller is more like I guess it's more ergonomic this time around. But again, Sony needs to step it up in terms of games and services because they've been holding stuff very close to the chest, and they haven't been. I'm assuming they're working hard to like kind of make a big announcement and maybe like reveal the console in the future soon, because both these next gen consoles are projected to release in the holiday of this year. So we'll have to see what they'll show us next week. But it's very, very intriguing to see like the console war again between Microsoft and Sony, PS5 versus Xbox Series X, which means that Sony has a lot to prove, as I've been saying. But I mean, because the only things that Sony has released so far is that kind of like hardware reveal with the Wired article. Mark Cerny coming out maybe like a month or two ago with that talk about the internals and the hardware specifics, and how like they want to have immersive audio and how they're talking about SSD load times and but that was more for like tech heads. It wasn't more for like the general consumer, where because it's very specific. That was a talk probably meant for like CES or something like that kind of event. But with all the events canceled, everything's kind of being released digitally online. And the only real kind of I guess examples of the PS5 hardware running is probably in the Godfall trailer, Unreal Engine 5 tech demo that Epic showed us during the Summer Games Fest, which is still going on. And like the comparison between PS4 Pro and PS5 running Spider-Man, the PS4 game. So those are the only things we've seen visually. So we have to see if PS5 will live up to these kind of promises and expectations. But I feel like game wise, they're going to be porting more stuff than not. Because I feel like games like The Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, maybe even Death Stranding, and Cyberpunk will probably be ported to PS5 at launch, maybe, maybe not, but in some time in the future. So we'll see what games that they will release. Speculation wise, games people are saying that might be released for PS5 or will be announced will be like a sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, Maybe a sequel to Days Gone. We'll have to see if they're gonna announce a new Final Fantasy. Maybe they'll continue Final Fantasy VII remake, if anything, on PS5. So we'll see if that goes that way. But yeah, it's really open to speculation right now until Sony says otherwise. But all I'm hoping for is to see the actual console and to see some announced games and see them in action as well. Godfall looks fine, but that's not enough. We need more. But what are your thoughts? What do you think of the whole like Microsoft versus Sony? Are you more of like a Nintendo Switch owner, supporter? I know you can support all three, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have to support one, maybe two, unless you support all three for like an organization like IGN or GameRanks or something. So we'll have to see. But what are your thoughts? Are you for Xbox? Are you for PS5? What do you hope comes from this announcement that's gonna come next week? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe to keep up with all the videos that I'll release in the future. And stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.